And in the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. Being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. And remember, in the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. We are so excited that you joined us this evening. We have an awesome show planned for you. 3 dynamic women are going to be in studio, and I'm going to have the opportunity to chat with them about a lot of different things. So again, thank you for watching. Before we get started with that, though, I want to just let you guys know about a couple of things going on. Last June, or this past June, we had the Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective. We were celebrating our youth, and we were highlighting some authors. We're doing it again next year. So I just want to keep everybody in the, let everybody know that on June 9th, we are having our event again. And we had such an awesome event in June. We gave away $3,250 to 3 students for our Poetry Slam contest. So we're having the Poetry Slam contest again, and I would love to give more money to our students. So if anybody is interested in supporting our event or partnering with us for our event, you know how to reach me. My contact information was at the opening, and also on my Facebook page and Verdel Jones Facebook page, Deli Teach, DELITEACH page, so you can check that out. And you can also go to our website with all the information about the Rhyme, Write, and Recite Collective. Applications for students for the Poetry Slam Scholarship, that is for 12th graders. I'll probably have those out in January for the event in June. So just wanted to let everybody know, save the date, June 9th, 2019, Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective. We're going to have authors also, so if there's any authors that might be interested in participating, you get to share the information of your book and also sell your book as well. So I just wanted to keep you in the loop with that, because we are very excited and we want to give away some more money to students. The other thing I wanted to talk about was we're continuing our Women in Politics series. I was actually just at the school where I teach, or where I work, and there was a debate going on with Luba Gretchen Shirley and Peter King. And remember, last time we had Luba Gretchen Shirley here at Conversations with Verdel Jones. So I had to leave the debate to come here to do the show today. But I just wanted to let you know we are continuing that. So today we are very fortunate. We have Taylor Renor here with us. She is running for New York State Assembly in the 18th District. So we're keeping that Women in Politics series going. I mean, there's so many women that are running for positions, so we're very excited about that. Also, I wanted to make sure that you share this video so that everybody can see Conversations with Verdel Jones. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you share it so everybody can check us out. And also, I want to give a shout out to Strong Island Television for, when anybody comes to the studio, they're just amazed of what it looks like. This is an awesome place, and I just want to make sure I give a shout out to Bobby and Strong Island Television. So thank you, Bobby. All right, so we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our first guest, Miss Georgia Woodbine. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, I have my first guest, Miss Georgia Woodbine. She's a change agent, an author, speaker, lifestyle transformation coach, and she has been featured on numerous media outlets such as the Daily News, Huffington Post, Rolling Out Magazine, Sirius XM Radio. So you've been getting around. She's one of the world's leading authorities in personal and professional development and has authored several books, which we're going to talk about her newest book. And she's lectured at numerous organizations, colleges, and universities. She has over 15 years of entrepreneurial business success as well as extensive marketing background working in the entertainment industry. As a lifestyle coach, she has trained and coached hundreds of entrepreneurs. So we want to welcome you to Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So today what we wanted to kind of focus on was we have what we're doing on Conversations with Verdel Jones is splitting our show up into segments. So my tagline is share, inform, enlighten. So you're sharing, and what we want to do is highlight people to share their journeys of success, their journeys of overcoming, whatever it might be, right, and how they actually turn that into profit.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So we're going to be talking about creating the life you want. So what led you to be an entrepreneur? You've been doing this for over 15 years.
Yes. Wow. You know, sometimes you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much time has gone by. But you know, it's a great journey. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I teach as a change agent is to stay focused on what it is that you want,
right, and
to follow your heart. Follow your heart wisely with a plan and an exit strategy.
Just in case.
So, you know, what led me to do what I do is really going through the motions, trying to figure out what are my passions, what are my gifts, what are my talents, what are my natural abilities, what do I love to do, what makes me happy, what makes me feel good. And on that journey, I started to discover I had the gift to write. I had the gift to speak, which is one of my greatest fears. I always say, once you face your fear, you're halfway there.
Really? So you were afraid to speak?
Yeah,
okay.
I was
like
shy.
Public speaking, I should say. Right.
You know, I didn't really like speaking in front of people, and you know that feeling you get when you see a large group.
Right.
So that wasn't something. But the thing is, as I began to tap into my gifts, I didn't even know I had the gift to speak. So that's what I'm talking about. Underlying gifts that you have that you have not even tapped into.
Absolutely, and that's so true because you can tell if you're speaking about a topic that you're not really passionate about,
right,
or you're not sure of,
right,
you do get that nervousness. But when you speak on something that it's in your heart and you're passionate about it, it just flows.
Exactly. And I always say, I don't teach what I don't know, and I don't lead where I don't go.
Right.
So everything that I do, everything that I'm about, everything that I'm attached to is about me living my journey and sharing my experiences and my obstacles as well as my successes.
Right. So what got you interested? Because a lot of what I hear that you do is you're helping people to realize the passion within them and also create, create their best life. What got you interested in wanting to help people in that way?
Well, because I'm a life coach, and not just a life coach, but I say lifestyle transformation coach, because I'm about transforming minds to change lives. Because I believe with anything in life that you want to change, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship, if it's your weight, if it's your job, if it's your career, it starts with your mindset.
Yeah.
And one of the things that questions I get with my clients is, I don't know what I'm good at. You know, I don't know what I should be doing. And I always say, the reason why it seems so far-fetched is because it's a natural ability. It's something that you can do so well that you don't even think about it.
Right, that's a very good point.
And that's why it's so hard for people to find it.
You know what, and I think the other part of that also is recognizing it as a gift. You know, there's a lot of times you just, people will say, oh, you do this, this, and this, and it's like, it's not a big deal.
Right.
I just do it.
Right. That's how you know it's a gift. Because when other people tell you, you have a knack for that. Like, you're just so good at that. That is your gift. And guess what? You can get paid for that gift.
And that's right. And that's, to me, is one of the greatest challenges because I like to do X, Y, and Z, whatever it might be.
Right.
How am I going to get paid for that?
Right.
And I think it takes help for people to guide you to be able to kind of get help, the help that you need to figure it out.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and to
yeah,
laser
yeah.
in. And I always say one of the biggest things, especially when the first step is to find your passion.
Yeah.
That you got to start there 1st. So once you find your passion, you know what you love to do, you know what you like to do, you know what gives you that zest for life,
Right.
you know that thing that just makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning.
Right.
Then you can start to figure out, okay, this are the things that I'm good at. Okay, what are some of the skill sets that I had that maybe I've learned over jobs, or what are some of the things that I've went to school for? Like you connect the dots. You start to pull all those pieces together, and then once you pull them all together, then you figure out, what problem can I solve for someone? And that's when you get paid for it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's when you get. That's right. I totally agree with that. So you have written, and we're going to talk about your your master class in a second.
Yes.
You have written several books, and I saw there was one. You have 2 books here. We have 2 books here, so we're going to be talking about Total BS. This is your newest book, right?
Yes.
And then we have Minute of Motivation, Just When You Need It. But I also saw you had a book that was talking about. I think relationships or something like a guide for women or something like that. Was that
how to attract the right man into your life? No more settling, ladies.
Right.
No more settling.
That one caught my attention. I was like, okay, all right, okay. But let's talk about your new book, Total BS. Now, from what I gathered, because I did not get to read it yet, but from what I gathered, you had a journey with fibroids.
Yes.
And is that part of why did you decide to write this book, and how does it relate to your journey with that?
Well, when I talk about like even before the fibroids, it was like me being at a job that I was like totally stressed out at.
Right.
And I always tell people that if you're in a situation where you're not happy, it can affect your physical health.
Right.
And so that's why you have to pay attention to things that's going on around you and saying, is this really affecting the way that I feel?
Right.
And then start making decisions based off there. But the fibroids was an issue I was dealing with for a long period of time.
Right.
And my doctors kept saying, you need to do the surgery, you need to do the surgery. But you know what? Everybody fears like going under the knife, right?
Of course, it's scary.
It's like, am I gonna wake up?
Right.
So, it was something that, my doctors over time, it was like a pacifier. You need to get the surgery. And then I remember one day I was downtown meeting some friends at a networking event, and I just passed out.
Oh my goodness.
I just passed out, fainted. And it was because of the fibroids.
Wow.
But I had to have that wake-up call to say, you know what, I need to go ahead and do the surgery.
Right.
And sometimes our backs are against the wall before we actually make that decision and make that choice. Right. And once I got on the journey of my health, then it started opening up so many other things. It's like, wow.
Exactly.
And meditation is something that I've done for many, many years. I've been doing meditation for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I always tell people, like, meditation is something that's really kept me balanced, has kept me focused, has given me clarity, has given me vision and ideas.
That's
and
what everybody says.
that's how I was able to do all of the things that I do.
So in the essence of time, because we have some other things that we want to get to.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about your masterclass, but where can people buy your book? It's called Total BS, and the BS stands for Body and Soul.
Let's not get it mixed up.
That's right.
People.
So where can people get your book? And then I want to talk briefly about your masterclass, because I think that's important.
Okay, definitely.
Yes.
So Total BS, they can get it from my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com. They can also get it from Amazon, and they can Google it in other places as well. And
let's talk about your masterclass.
Yes, the masterclass. Okay. How to turn your passion into profits. And that's the question that everybody has, right? That's the million-dollar question.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. Yep.
Absolutely. So one of the things is because I'm a speaker and I've been doing so many seminars and workshops and talks, I always wonder, people are so gung-ho when I'm there because I'm there to motivate, and I do that, but I always wonder, is it registering the things that I'm saying?
Okay.
Are these people going to actually
put it in action?
Put it in action.
Okay.
So I came up with doing this masterclass so that it's a way for me to hold people personally accountable. And people say, I read your books and working with you as a life coach, but I really wanted to do something on the next level.
Okay.
So it's really about group coaching and really working through with these people step by step, helping them identify their passions, helping them align the strategies, helping them build their brand and attract their tribe of customers and finding out who are those customers, because not everyone is going to be your customer.
Exactly.
And I had to learn the hard way.
That's so true. Absolutely. So we have, as a matter of fact, there is a free a live free webinar.
That's
so I want
right.
to show that because people can get more information. There's some great tips that you'll get on the free live webinar. So if we could show the flyer for that, awesome.
Yes,
People can, really tune into that to get some great information. And I'm going to be a guest, and I'm excited.
Yes, me and Verdel, sharing the secrets.
That's right. I love it. I love it. So you guys can tune into that. I also want to put up Georgia's contact information because she also provides all the services that we were talking about, the life coaching, the speaking, the motivation, and really helping people live and create their best life. So I want to make sure that we have Georgia's contact information up there, and we'll share with everybody so they can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's important. I think it's important for people to, we can't do it on our own sometimes.
Right.
You know?
Right. You know what? This is a crucial time for people.
Right.
People want change.
Yeah.
People want shift. People want more.
Yeah.
And this is really a way to start thinking on a whole nother level. Doing something that you never done to get something that you never had.
That's right. Because you can't keep on doing the same things, expecting the same results.
That's just insanity.
That's insanity.
That's just insanity, people.
So, Georgia, I want to thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for having me.
So happy to finally meet you face to face.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to bring on Taylor Renor. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Looking for a way to promote yourself or business? Do you need a quick and easy way for your clients or audience to see what you're about? Myanmar Productions is the solution to your promotional needs. A video on a landing page can help increase conversions by 80% or more. And marketers who use video grow revenue 49% faster than non-video users. With our personal attention to detail, we will create a video that will help you promote yourself or business professionally and attract the attention of potential customers. 64% of consumers make a purchase after watching branded social videos, and an initial email with the video receives an increased click-through rate by 96%. We create videos for business owners, authors, speakers, and more. From storyboarding and voiceovers to editing, Myanmar Productions will work with you to create a promotional video that will increase your visibility and generate revenue. Family is our foundation, and with Myanmar Productions, our family is there for you. For a free consultation, contact us at myanmarproductions@gmail.com or call us at 516-289-4947.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, we have Miss Taylor Renor here. She is running for the New York State Assembly in the 18th District. So this segment is called Inform, and what we want to do is bring in community leaders, advocates, and those who make a difference in our community.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for coming. I'm going to give a little bit of information about you. So you were born in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And you later moved to Uniondale, New York.
Hempstead, New York.
Oh, Hempstead, New York. Okay.
But raised in Uniondale School
Raised
District.
in Uniondale School District. Okay, so you're from Hempstead.
Yes.
Ah, Ah, okay.
The best of both worlds.
The best, right. So her love of and I worked in Baldwin.
Oh, love
Yeah,
that.
I did. I love Baldwin too. So her love of leadership and serving her community was sparked as a student when she was in Uniondale High School. She served as the voice of Uniondale and president of several clubs, including Student Government Association. Graduated at 16
Yes.
from high school, and she attended Spelman College.
Spelman.
Yep. And you graduated at 19 with honors from Spelman College, and you earned your master's degree in industrial organizational psychology, at Hofstra University, and entered the high-stakes world of business consulting. And this I thought was interesting. You were also a nationally ranked chess player.
Yes.
And you credit that for helping you develop a strategic approach to problem solving. And I would think that would be, the case. So you are running for New York State Assembly in the 18th District.
Yes.
Why did you decide to run?
My younger sister, Sydney, suggested that I submit my resume because she really wasn't happy with the leadership that we had in our community. And, I'm a doer, so we both are. So I said, why not? You really don't, sometimes you don't think about things. And I really felt like I prayed over the resume, and the only thought I gave it was I found this like navy blue skirt in a boutique, and I never wear navy blue. And I said, I'm going to buy this just in case I get called for the interview. And I didn't buy it, but the store gifted it to me.
Okay.
So when I say, and I actually had it on the day I was called for my interview, unbeknownst to me, the day I put it on, I was called for the phone interview, and then we met right in person. We had to move fairly quickly because of the time that I entered the race.
Okay.
But it was like, when I say destined, like most stores don't give you like a $300 skirt for free. So it was like,
no, they do not.
Take this and go prosper. So
I need to apply for something.
I love that skirt. I love that skirt.
I know you do. Yes. Oh my goodness. So you know what? There are so many, with the elections coming up, November 6th, everybody make sure you vote. So there are so many different elections going on, like different types of elections. We have assembly, we have state senate, we have Congress, we have Senate. What does a state assembly person do?
Well, a state assembly person represents their area of New York. There are about 150 assembly districts, so each one has a representative, and that person spends from January until June. Primarily in Albany, where they review legislation, they present new legislation to support the needs of their district and different needs throughout New York State. And some people like to say there's this big pie up there of funding that they divide up, and you go up there and you make sure that
your pie.
Your district gets their slice of the pie, and those funds are released and allocated where they need to go.
Okay, that's interesting because, like I said, you have state senate, and when I was a kid, I was like, well, what's the difference between that and a senator? But each state has their own legislative branch, and I guess assembly is part of that legislative.
The New York,
Got it.
New York,
okay.
So assembly in the state, we're like checks and balances.
Checks and balances of each other.
We're the governor, so it's the three of us.
Okay. So is this? If we could just show the district that Taylor is running in, it's kind of. I tried to find a map that kind of reflected it, and I think that kind of shows it a little bit. But what is the area? What are the towns that you kind of represent?
That looks like abstract art.
It looks like Rorschach.
Okay, I know. So we have Freeport, Hempstead, Uniondale, Roosevelt. That's like the bulk, and then we have parts of Baldwin, East Meadow, Merrick, Lakeview, West Hempstead.
That's a big district.
9 houses in Garden City.
Yeah. Really? Yep. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. 9 whole houses.
9 whole houses.
Yep.
So is this, and this is another question that I always had, is it a full-time, I mean, it sounds like it because you're there from January to... Until June. So is this a full-time job? And I would imagine you would have to put your career on hold to do this. How does that work?
So my career is service to others. Like I know that I was born to serve. I was listening to Miss Georgia earlier, and when you find your gift, my gift is encouragement, inspiration, efficiency, driving results. and serving others is just when I feel most complete. I'm energized from it. So this is a part of my career.
Okay,
it wasn't necessarily on the path,
right?
But
okay,
it definitely is the largest component of what I want to devote my life to. So I feel like with this position, not being in the position yet, it's like most positions. It's whatever you make of it.
Okay.
You know? So if you are supposed to be dividing your time between Albany and your district and making sure that your district's needs are met and their voice is heard, especially with the fact that my district has been so underserved for decades, this is a full-time job. This is definitely a full-time job.
Got it. Okay.
We need a lot of love and support, working concurrently with hitting results and fast.
Yeah, right. And it needs to happen quickly.
Fast,
right.
exactly.
So your platform is Excellence for the 18th.
Yes.
So what does that look like? And what I know, because I went to your website, you know, I did my research.
Yeah.
So I saw all of the you know, excellence in how does that play itself out and what you want to see for your district?
Well, you know, I really just focused on what my parents applied to my life. And regardless of money or opportunity or anything, everything from washing the dishes to our homework to our projects, they really instilled that standard of excellence in everything that we did. There was no slacking. There was no, there was accountability and someone really taking pride in helping you along the way. So to look at the district and all that it needs right now, I said we need that standard of excellence. I need to make sure that every single person in my community understands that they deserve the best. One, we're paying for it. These taxes are astronomical.
Right.
So we are paying for excellence. I should walk outside and see an excellent bird next to an excellent tree, next to an excellent smooth street, and send my children to excellent schools where we have an excellent supermarket. I just want to see excellence everywhere. And sometimes we have to be reminded, especially people of color, we have to be reminded of that because there's something, that generational trauma is real. There's something in us where we may not even realize it's happening, but we accept what is given to us.
Absolutely.
And what hurts is when it's given to us by people who look like us.
Right.
And to me, that's not acceptable. So I want them to walk into that district office and go, whoa, this is nice. This is for you. This is your office.
It's so true. It is a generational thing. You know, you can never come out of the history that, you know, we've come through as a people and not expect certain things to be the way they are. You have to look back at that history, but at the same time, you have to strive to do better and better.
Exactly, and we have to be aware because to me, you know, I say the proof is in the pudding. Look at our environment.
Right.
And if our environment is something that we would not rush to live in, or we wouldn't, you know, if we wouldn't choose to live in the home you live in the neighborhood you live in right now, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens without us even realizing it. So I really just want to make sure that the community is empowered with education. I want them to know, you asked a great question, what does an assembly member do?
Right.
A lot of people don't even know we have one.
Right.
So the reality is, how can we hold anyone accountable? All of these elected officials that we support, endorse, and pay for, you know, we could really be doing a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And what really impressed me was in September, Newsday endorsed you as the 18th, you know, the state assembly for the 18th district, and you ran against a 30-year incumbent. And that is a challenge because people are very like, all right, well, you know.
You're right.
That's fine.
A lot of people do not get involved in primaries.
That's right.
Especially against, you know, an incumbent.
Exactly.
You know, she was the deputy speaker of the assembly.
Right.
You know, so to me, that really speaks to the fact that people are noticing they're ready for change. They're ready for change.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, the support that I receive from people who don't even live in the district. Because guess what? Anything in Nassau County is a reflection of all of us. Anything that happens in Nassau County is a reflection of New York.
Right.
And we don't want any areas of our beautiful state. This is the Empire State. We don't want any areas suffering or failing because that's a suffer and fail for all of us. Because it's not like there are not systems in place and the funding is not there.
And it's available, and it's so. Let's talk about the school district for a little bit.
Which one?
We're going to talk about Hempstead School District. Hempstead School District is on the news, and we met at a networking event. And I mentioned this to you. It's in the news more than any other school district I have seen. You know, on News 12, it's always on the news. But it's never for anything positive, which I know there's positive things going on. But why? How can you try to assist? How can an assembly person try to assist with what's going on with Hempstead schools?
I feel like a thorough assessment needs to be done, and I would like to start with the financial assessment.
Yeah.
Let's just see
Right.
where our funds that we are receiving, where are they going, and how are they being applied? Because, you know, my visits to Hempstead, I cannot say that I've seen where anything, any funding is being applied to anything. I can't see it myself. So I want to do an assessment first, and once we have the results from that assessment, I feel like that'll be a really good guide. Then we can look into, you know, how is our staff qualified? You know, what are the standards that we have for the people educating our children? Because of the delicate nature of Hempstead School District now, we need champions.
Right.
We need
absolutely
innovators.
It's a transient community as well. Yeah. So you need people that are really specialized in dealing with that kind of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making sure that engagement is there, making sure that we are communicating with our students in their languages, that they're receiving like really specialized resources to keep them, you know, engaged with school. You're dealing with so many different levels, you know, parents who don't speak the language, parents who don't earn living wages and they're working 3 or 4 jobs to you know, make sure their children are in Long Island. In Long Island for the dream. But honestly, with this district, there are some really, really big disappointing areas, and I cannot wait to get started. I can't, you know, I can't.
Good. Because I want to turn on News 12 and see the positive that's there. And there, like I said, there's positive everywhere. You can find it. But it just so happens that what the media chooses to cover is not the positive. So in that case. So that brings me to another issue, because you talked about the living wages or not living wages, affordable housing. How, and we went to a Meet the Candidate night in our civic association, and this was one of the things that every single person was talking about. It was actually Tuesday night. People are leaving Long Island. They cannot afford to stay here. The older people are leaving. The younger people are leaving. Who's going to be left on Long Island? How do you address affordable housing so people can actually stay on Long Island? It's a great place. How do we keep people here?
Yeah, that's a conversation that we have to approach from a bunch of different angles.
Yes.
I really feel like, you know, we really need to have some serious talks amongst our elected officials once the dust settles, and really think about some, you know, incentive ideas and different things that we can do a lot more aggressively to make sure that people do stay here in Long Island. It's a wonderful place to live. It's a wonderful place to raise your children. But the reality is, no one wants to just survive. It's time we start thriving. It really is. So it's going to take a lot of creativity. And again, I think everything starts with an assessment. You know, that's how I was trained as an IO psychologist. You can't go in with answers. You know, you go in and we assess, and then guess what? You ask the community as well. Community buy-in is very, very important. For some people, it could be like, you know what? Hey, why don't we help out? If you help out with my gas or my electric, if we can find a different way to contribute to that during the winter, I can keep my budget a little more balanced. So a lot of times when I ask what the community needs, they usually come up with really good solutions as well.
They do. It's that community involvement.
Exactly.
And the important thing about that too is wanting the community to be involved.
Exactly. or making sure they can find you. Making sure they can find you.
Right, exactly. You have to be out there. You know, and I think a lot of times, you know, when you have you know, like I was just saying in the beginning, we went to a debate, and there's a 25-year incumbent in the Congress in our district. When you don't go out and meet the people who you represent, how do you know what their needs are? You know, you have a tunnel vision on what you think they need, but like you said, you have to go out to the community.
Yes, exactly. You know, accessibility is everything. And I think that, you know, more and more we're realizing that you have to actually enjoy and love people to be a public servant. And I think that, you know, we hear the term elected official, we hear the term, you know, assembly person or senator. I think everyone should be called public servants, because the reality is you are here to serve the public. They are paying your salary. They're taking care of your benefits. You would not walk up to the CEO of a company that you worked for and just, you know, ignore them or not be available. And that's how we have to treat everyone in our community, like little CEOs. Like treat them like CEOs, you know. And no, we cannot make everyone happy, but I feel like people will appreciate the effort. They'll appreciate the fact that they know your office is open during these hours.
They can come to
They
you.
can reach you via email that
absolutely.
their issue is going to be handled until they say it's been resolved. They'll appreciate that. And my district has not seen that consistently, at least not from the assembly representative, in a long time.
Yeah.
So I am really excited.
So when you win,
Thank you.
what are the first couple of things that you want to accomplish?
Okay, so right now I'm having community action meetings throughout the district so that each area, and I put them in alphabetical order to be fair and just.
Okay.
Each area is able to identify 3 issues that they'd like to address in the next 2 years.
Okay.
So that, when I'm asked, or as my team and I were working on strategies, I'm not like, wait, what does Baldwin need help with?
Right.
I'm using this time that I'm still in the district to really to gather all that information.
Okay.
So each area will have its own, its own needs and its own list of things that they'd like to address. But the first thing in my mind right now is really buses for Hempstead students that really meet the needs of the district. Right now, their mileage requirements are so vast that I don't believe any children in grades 9 through 12 who attend Hempstead High School actually have a bus. So they are walking through inclement weather.
Roads, busy roads, highways.
Yes, right at the highway. At
Right.
the highway, the weather, they're usually not dressed appropriately. It is unlike anything I've ever seen or heard of.
See, I would have never even thought of that.
Yeah, and it's just like if we're thinking about Hempstead and the amount of work that we have to do to just have that equity, bring them up to where the other school districts are doing.
Even a level playing field.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
That's equity.
Yeah.
But for that, let's get them to school safe, dry.
Right.
I mean, would you go to school if you had to walk 2.8 miles in the freezing cold?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Wow.
No. So that's really like, honestly, if by first snowfall these students have buses, a shuttle, a horse and carriage, something to get them to that front gate of that school, that will probably be one of the biggest accomplishments of my life.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's huge.
So we know the election is November 6th. We want everybody to get out there and vote. How can people, if they're interested in getting involved in helping you with your campaign, how can they reach you? We do have a contact page for Taylor, so people can take a look at that. But how can people get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me would be
your team,
through the website, and also Aaron. I don't have his number memorized.
Aaron's awesome, by the way.
I don't have my phone. I don't have his number memorized. I just press it on speed dial. But my campaign manager, Aaron, is always happy to receive volunteers.
Good.
We track that information. Aaron, are you around? Can we get your number?
Aaron, what's your number?
May I please put this on TV? Let me see, where is he? I think I hear him. Hi, Aaron. There he is. Here's Aaron.
It's 917-952-9143.
And I believe that's the right number. So please dial that number, call or text anytime. And he's happy to receive volunteers. We're happy to receive, campaign fund contributions. It is very expensive to campaign.
It really is.
Someone said that they feel like they see my face in their dreams because my face is everywhere.
Everywhere.
That costs money. So we appreciate that. We appreciate time. We appreciate prayers. This is a huge undertaking, but I'm so excited to work with all of you. So please get out there and vote. And if you need absentee ballot applications, please do not hesitate to contact the Board of Elections in Nassau County, and do not hesitate to contact Aaron or myself via the website www.taylorrayner.com.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, and I'm not going to wish you luck because I know you're going to be in there doing great things, and we're excited. I'm so excited. This is so awesome.
I can't wait to see like hole in the road, fix it.
That's right.
This is like magic. Can't wait to see it.
So I'm so happy, and we will be praying for you.
Oh, thank you.
Because I know this is a big undertaking,
Huge.
For you and your family.
Thank you.
I want to thank you again for being a guest.
Oh no, thank you for having me.
Yes,
this is really important.
Good.
I really appreciate it.
Getting that information out.
Yes, thank you.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have Nancy Vargas Johnson joining us in studio. See you in a few minutes. Okay, we are back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, I have my next guest here, Miss Nancy Vargas Johnson. Thank you so much for being here. We love Nancy. You guys know we love Nancy. So, so this segment is called Enlighten. And being an educator, I like to bring topics to you that raise your awareness and knowledge. I want you guys to learn something, something that you may not have known. I say that in the beginning of every one of my shows because I think it's important for us to get some knowledge. We don't know what we don't know. So Nancy, I'm going to say just a couple of things, read your bio here. She is a licensed associate broker, and her goals are to guide and educate her clients so that they can make well-informed decisions, to partner with each client to help them realize the American dream. Nancy has received numerous awards and recognition in her field. And she has over 8 years of real estate sales and 10 years of project management and management experience. She's an expert in moving transactions forward in a timely manner. Nancy is a full-service real estate consultant, and she's dedicated to her community. She's honest, she's loyal, she has strong negotiating skills necessary to ensure that each transaction closes smoothly. So, and I can attest to that. I always tell the story about Nancy working with my father and having him, helping him sell my grandfather's home. So, that was, it's stressful.
It is, especially when someone's referring to you, their father, and the long-time home that he lived in. It's very stressful, but we got through it.
Right.
And I always see what I do every day. I'm very grateful to, help my friends, families, through a certain journey and the goal to sell their home.
I mean, it's so important. And I also want to definitely make sure I shout out CI. Nancy and I went to elementary school together.
And we had a good time, right? Yeah, everywhere we go, we find centralized
That's
people.
Right. That's right.
Doing great things.
Yes. I mean, we are awesome.
We are. We are.
So we always have that CI pride.
That.
Yeah,
Yes.
always that CI pride. So, when we show up for one another, and it's a beautiful
and we
thing.
Support, right?
That's right.
It's
you
so
know what? And I think a lot of it has to do with, growing up, our CI was a very diverse place.
Very diverse.
Right?
Yes. And that was a privilege. I've learned from
absolutely,
so much.
Absolutely. It was a privilege. So when I see districts that are so homogeneous, it saddens me because they don't really know what a rich experience it is to know different people. And it was just an awesome experience. And I think that really is a testament to how well, CI folks are doing and how well we're connected. So.
Yes, it is.
All right, so let's talk real estate.
Okay, my favorite subject.
So how did you get into real estate?
Wow, okay. Well, I graduated with a computer science degree.
I saw that.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And I consulted for Siemens.
Okay.
Siemens AG. It's the competitor of GE.
Okay.
And I went into hospitals and built computer networks.
Oh, wow.
Throughout the United States. And I was traveling a lot.
Oh, wow.
My last project, I was in University of Pennsylvania Hospital.
Okay.
And I would leave Monday morning and come back Friday night.
Wow.
So that's not exactly what I wanted
what you wanted to do, right.
As far as traveling.
Right,
I love my job, and I love
Yeah.
working for Siemens. But, and at the time, my father was sick, and I just always was torn.
Yeah.
And I had
gotten
my license for real estate a year before I stopped my job here. And I said to my husband, I said, you know what, I think I'm going to start this real estate stuff.
Wow.
And I really did not exactly know what I was getting into because it's an entrepreneurship.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
You're self-employed, and you really have to go out there and learn and get the skills to do what I do. Right. So it wasn't easy, and I did it at the worst time.
Oh,
right? 2006, 2007, the market crash.
Market crash, that's right, that's right.
But what I say was the greatest learning during that time because I was
Mm-hmm.
able to understand what's going on.
Right.
The market was a little slower, and I got really good skills.
Good
so I'm
skills,
doing very well today.
Good.
So,
So let's talk a little bit about the first-time home buyer.
Right.
What are some things that a first-time home buyer really needs to know?
Well, the first thing I tell everyone before you go out and try to purchase a home, and I do a lot of first-time home buyers across Long Island. I partner with not-for-profits across
okay.
Long Island,
Okay.
and I do a lot of training on first-time home buyers. Actually, that's my
Okay.
niche.
Okay.
That's what I love to do.
Okay.
Because it's nothing like meeting a young couple, a young person,
Right.
or just maybe a single woman,
Right.
or just trying to purchase a home. And
Right.
the first thing that you need to get your financial house in order, right? So, yeah, and so you want to sit down with a loan officer, a lender, to really assess where you are.
Right.
Okay, so if you do have to do some work, then you're doing that work.
Right.
Right. And then once you're qualified to purchase a home, then you have a budget, and that's when you come to me.
Okay.
So I always tell people, a lot of people come to me and they say, "Oh, I want to buy a house," and I'm like, "Well, did you get pre-approved?"
Right.
Which is very important.
Very important.
For to get through a lender. I said, "Did you get pre-approval?" They'll say no. I'm like, "Well, that's the first step, right?
Yeah.
Before you buy a car, you have to know your budget. Before
Right.
you buy furniture in your house,
Right, you have to
know how much you're going to be spending."
Right.
So that helps me where I need to bring you, what town, because certain
Right.
towns have different price
points.
and then I
Right.
try to get the most value for your money.
Right,
So
right.
The first thing is always get your financial order in order.
And we see. I'm a big HGTV fan.
Oh, okay. I love HGTV, but when they come to me, there's problems.
Right.
Because that's TV.
I could, exactly. We watch
Yeah.
House Hunters is on rotation, right?
Right.
So you can really it's interesting how TV shows buying a house
Yes.
versus what it is really in real life, because that's a stressful situation. Buying a home, you have to show. You don't show them 3 houses.
Oh,
You
no.
show.
There's customers I have for 2 years.
Right.
Oh, it's grueling. Right. And I'm serious. 2
I
years.
believe you. I believe you. So in buying a home for first time home buyers, it's really important to get their financial house in order. How would you advise them to pick a realtor, and do they need a realtor? Because you see some things that say, oh, you don't need a realtor, which I am totally against. But
Yes.
why do people need a realtor, and how do they find a realtor that would meet their needs?
Well, buying your home is your biggest asset, right?
Right.
Your biggest purchase you'll ever do in your whole life. So would you go, if you were in trouble, with the law, or you need to be represented, would you go into court and not
have that representation? Right.
So that's the same thing here. To have a realtor on your side,
Right.
this is what I do every day,
Yeah.
day and night.
You've seen it all.
Right, and so I see things that you do not see.
Right.
Okay,
right,
I'm going to
right.
be able to advise you on things that you would not even think about.
Right.
So it's really important to engage a professional,
Right.
And someone that you trust. And just to let you know that in Long Island, and we're including Suffolk County, Nassau County, and in Queens, we have
Okay.
over 23,000 realtors on Long Island.
23,000.
23,000.
Wow.
So I tell people, I said, well, 23,000, but know that only really the top 10% make it their living.
Okay.
So you have a lot of part-timers.
Yeah, a lot of part-timers.
So
right.
you have people that are bartending at night and showing houses in the morning. You have
Right.
teachers doing
Yep.
it during the summertime.
Right.
So when you engage in a realtor, you want an expert. You want someone that's in the field day and night, doing
Good
it all
point.
the time, because this is my livelihood.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
right.
so I'm going to training, I'm going
Right.
to seminars, I'm making it my business
right.
to know everything.
Right.
I'm not just
right.
trying
This
to
is your
get a
business.
check.
Right.
That's different,
exactly.
right?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
So really it's just about, we're all over the internet. So when you meet someone, you can go and research what they do, and then you can just
Okay.
simply ask them how do they go
Right.
about doing it, how many hours a week do they work, is this their only job, and you could do that.
Good.
But
I like those.
yeah, so
great tips.
Yeah, so
Really
you can
great
definitely
tips.
engage in someone just by asking those questions.
By asking those
Yeah.
questions. I like that. So let's talk about selling a house.
Okay.
I want to ask you first about what are some things people can do before they sell their home?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that you always want to do, you want to clean that house.
Right.
And I say that because I go into certain
Right.
houses,
Right,
whether
right,
they
right.
have pets or they smoke, or they just simply don't really clean. So get a professional cleaner, or if you know, or just really take the time to clean everything. You know, yesterday I was at a listing appointment, and I'm funny because I walk in, I see everything. When I go visit you, just to as a friendly visit, I'm not looking, but as a professional, I'm looking for your message. I know exactly. I walk in and I see everything.
Right,
and
because
so,
you're using your professional eye to assess what's going on.
because certain buyers are picky.
Right,
you want to appeal to
exactly.
all buyers.
Right.
So, so that's what's important. And so yesterday I was walking in and they have this porch and I see all these cobwebs.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
and so
okay.
that's the first impression. Because
Right.
as the realtors open the door and the buyer is standing there, they're looking around to see what's around. So the front door is important, that impression. I had a house in Copeg, actually. I was on the buy side. And we walked up to this home and everything was just sparkling. The windows were clean.
Right.
And my buyers bought the house and the wife said to the husband, the seller, the seller's wife, the seller, the wife says to the husband, look, honey, see, you washed all the windows, and see, they bought the house anyway. I said, actually, the buyers bought because the windows were clean.
Right.
You know, and so it goes a long way. And that's just sweat equity,
right? So,
exactly. You know, clean the house. No one wants to buy your dirt.
No.
Right? So
true.
So that's the first thing. And then light sells. Light. So get the great bright LEDs.
Oh, lights. I got you. Okay.
Lights. So go every room, put lights. The high lights, and even during the day, you're turning on lights when your buyers are coming through.
Right.
Because it's bright.
People like that.
Right.
Absolutely.
So these are little things that you could do.
Very simple.
Right. And then the biggest bang for your buck is paint. Paint the house. You know, I had a neighbor put their house on the market. It wasn't exactly the most updated house. Okay. But they did paint, and it went a long way.
When you say paint, do you have to paint? My house is like warm tones, and you know, but it's darker colors. It's not. I don't have a lot of light. I have some light rooms, but should you paint it a neutral color? Because you always hear that.
Well, neutral will appeal to the most buyers, and that's what we're trying to do. We're
appeal
trying
to the most people.
To the most buyers.
Right.
And if we appeal to the most buyers, hopefully you get multiple offers, and that's what you want. You don't really want to bring your tastes.
Right.
You know. Right. Just you want it kind of a blanket canvas so that the person comes and they can imagine themselves
living
into the house.
there.
Right.
Should you take personal pictures down? I heard that before.
Yeah, I mean, in moderation.
In moderation,
right,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, some people like they get insulted. Like, I want my kids up. That's okay. But you know, to have a whole wall dedicated to your house, your family, you know, you want to kind of tone it down a little bit. Yes.
So before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit about the market trends on Long Island.
Okay.
And, you know, because like you said, there was the crash and you know, we were upside down in our house because it was overvalued and now it's starting to, you know, creep back up. I mean, we're paying the mortgage down, but it's creeping back up in value or what the value, you know, appears to be. What are some of the trends that you're seeing now in real estate on Long Island and even across the country, really, but specifically Long Island?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Most houses today have equity in their home.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that. And one of the services that a realtor could provide is we could do an assessment and value your home to see where you are. Okay. And so sometimes that equity is used for all various things, maybe to move, to start a business, to send your kids to education, so buy a new car, you know, so you could use that equity. So you can just simply ask a realtor, come into the house, and then we can do an assessment of that value. Okay. You know, so, you know, the market is up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've seen a growth this year, which is great, month over month. In this past spring, summer season, we had many bidding wars because there were less houses than there were buyers. But there's a
Really?
lot of buyers out there, and the frenzy of the interest rates going up, right? Because
Yeah,
now we're
right.
creeping
We're
up
creeping up a
closer
little
to
bit.
5%,
Right,
which we
yeah.
haven't been there for a
long
very
time.
long
Right,
time,
yeah.
but still good rates. Still
Right,
good
right.
rates,
If you think
right?
about what
Right,
they could
right.
be.
Exactly, right. So
Right.
5% on a house is great. So, you know, so we saw a lot of bidding wars.
Wow.
Right. So, I mean, actually, right now I have a house in Bay Shore, and we have 10 offers on that property.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It is. I love doing that. I love bidding wars. It's fun. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, but there are some markets, when the higher price markets,
Right.
that's a little slower.
A little slow. Right.
So,
Okay.
and the
okay.
anticipation is that moving into the winter months, and we do sell a lot of homes in the winter.
You do?
A lot
Okay.
of people take their house off the market in the winter, and that's a
Yeah.
mistake. You know, you want to keep it
interesting.
through the winter, because the last several winters were very busy for me.
Oh, okay.
So keep it on the market.
Okay.
You know, you have less competition.
Less
'cause other
competition,
people
that's
are
right.
taking their house off the market.
Exactly.
And so now your house is there. But so we're going to start to normalize.
Right,
Where we have a
yes.
good, healthy mix of sellers and buyers.
Right.
And that's a good market to be in. So,
Exactly.
yes.
So, how can people reach out to you if they're buying or selling a home? Again, you know, from a personal standpoint, you know, my father was, you know, selling a home of his father was, you know, stressful, and Nancy was awesome in that process. So we have your contact information there
Yes.
for you. Just read your phone number where they can reach you.
Yeah, my phone number is 631-891-8916.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a guest
Well,
and finally
thank
coming
you.
to the studio.
Thank you
I'm
for
so
always
excited to
supporting
have
me,
you. And thank
and I
you for
appreciate
supporting
it.
me as well. I
Yes.
really, really appreciate
Always.
it. Yeah,
Always.
definitely.
Yes, thank
So
you.
I want to thank everyone for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time.